All right, so we are on the eve of the super cycle. And normally on this channel, we track the top traders in the world, the biggest influencers in the world. We see what's in their portfolio, we see what new tokens they're buying into, and we copy trade, front running the rest of the mainstream market and making our 10, 50, 100 X's. However, this video, I wanted to be a little bit more transparent and a little bit more honest with my portfolio because recently, over the last couple of months, there's a brand new meme coin that has taken the #1 top spot in my portfolio. And not just by a little bit, but probably more than 50% of my portfolio is made up of the SPX6900. So I feel like, even though I'm not an expert, a lot of you guys are wanting to know what's in my portfolio. So I wanted to tell you why, the 8 reasons that convinced me to move more than 50% of my crypto portfolio into this one token. Now, just off the top of the bat, I don't care if you buy in. I think this thing is going to be going to the moon regardless. Take these as just evidence on why I personally have invested the money. If that sounds good to you, hit that like button below and let's jump in. Now, I'm sure you probably heard of SPX6900 before because it is now officially a top 100 crypto. So we're not talking a 2 million market cap token, but we're talking a $800 million market cap, currently sitting at about the 100th biggest crypto in the world. And I've been talking about this token on this channel for quite some time too. Here's the last mention I mentioned of it at a $372 million market cap. So if you're not subscribed already and you want to get news on crypto ahead of time, make sure you hit that subscribe button below because we are going to be reporting almost daily now that we are entering the super cycle on the top tokens that the biggest traders in the world are finding as they find it. And if you do follow this channel, you know we run the best Solana wallet. It is called Archie AI. You can get it at archiebot.ai and trade literally any token on Solana on it in seconds. It's the quickest, most secure way to trade crypto. You can see if you're using any other wallet, you're going to be missing out on some awesome Archie features, including giveaways. You can earn thousands of dollars of meme coins in the raffles and giveaways that we have just by holding a small amount of money inside of your Archie wallet. So the link in the description below, if you don't have an Archie bot wallet yet, click on it. You can download it. It's hosted on Telegram, fully secure, and it takes you 2 seconds to set up. Those things locked away, let's jump into the first reason I am hyper allocated into the SPX6900, and that is it is anti-TradFi or anti-traditional finance. And if you look at this beautiful graph that I've made in these lovely rainbow colors, well, I guess it's not strictly rainbow colors, but it is a lovely gradient from green down to the reds. You can see the monetary assets out there in the world that out-earn monetary inflation. Now, we're not going to go too deep in this video about this, but basically, monetary inflation is the amount of money that is printed on average a year, sitting at about 12%, which means that's the value that the money sitting in your bank account or in cash is going to decrease every year if you're not investing it. However, if you are investing it in anything apart from the top 3 green assets, you are going backwards in life. You're on this treadmill. And this is why the cost of living is getting so high, because literally the US government and every other government, should I say, is printing money, stealing the value from your pockets. And people are getting fed up. You can see on this chart here, the cost of living, including getting a nice house, a nice car, having a nice wedding, and travel, would take someone living in the 1970s about 770 days to achieve. The cost was about $39,000. However, in the 2020s, you can see this, the house, the car, the wedding, the travel, will take the average person 7,000 work days to achieve, which is now costs about $4.2 million. Yes, you do get a decently nice house, nothing crazy. It's no mansion, but I mean, that's what most people want. If you want a crappy house, you can go buy a crappy house. It's still going to cost you a lot more than if you were living in the 1970s. And I mean, this standard but sort of nice Mercedes will take 551 full workdays, spending no money on anything else, no money even paying your tax. It's going to take you over 2 years to pay off. And therefore, people are fed up with this. I'm fed up with this as well. And they have to move further down the risk curve, because if you put $10,000 into, say, real estate, it really just earns the same amount as inflation. If you put it into stocks, you're probably earning about 10% on it a year. And it's like, okay, people don't have hundreds of thousands of dollars to invest. Someone might have $20,000 and they make $2,000 a year on their money. It's not getting them out of the matrix. And therefore, they move further down the risk curve into tokens like memes. And which memes are doing well? Well, the tokens that are anti-traditional finance. This is Housecoin that did really well recently. You can see The joke on Housecoin is it's flipping the housing market one house at a time. The housing market will collapse. This is your coin hedge. I can't buy a real house, but I can buy Housecoin. This is the funny anti-traditional finance mottos that Housecoin has. Buy your first house here. And you can see it absolutely skyrocketed. This narrative took off recently. It's a very new coin, but it went from about an $8 million market cap up to $120 million market cap once a little bit more of the crypto world and some of the mainstream audience caught wind of this narrative. The SPX6900 is this, but for the stock market. The S&P 500, the Standard & Poor 500, is the traditional finance asset, and the SPX6900 is the new age modern asset, which is hilarious because it's backed by nothing versus backed by the top 500 companies in the USA. But the goal is to flip the stock market, and you can see they've got funny memes like thousands of people are waking up to the reality that 6900 is more than 500. This is the simple, catchy, anti-traditional finance meme that they put out there. The second reason that I'm allocated pretty heavily into this token is I believe it is in the Goldilocks zone of when it was created. Dogecoin, it's been around for way too long, more than 10 years now. And even though that's good because it's got quite a few what you call diamond hands, people who have been locked in for a long time and are not letting go, they really are strong members of that community and they don't want to ever leave. Something like Housecoin, the one we just went through, was launched maybe a month ago. It doesn't have people who are passionate community members yet. I think the SPX 6900 has survived many 70% pullbacks, as Murad says, which means all the paper hands are now out and it leaves the diamond hands, but it hasn't been old enough to be like, oh, that's an old token. Don't worry about it. It's not going to perform well. I believe it is in the Goldilocks zone. Third reason, it's got the highest, what Murad calls memetic ceilings ever. And what's a memetic ceiling? Well, basically it's like, how high do people think this token can go? And even if it's not how high do they think it can go, it's like, how high are people aiming for this token to go? And this token here I talked about yesterday in another one of our videos. It's Rollbit, which is the official token for the second biggest online casino in the world. And you can see it's only valued at $150 million, fully diluted $150 million. And why that is, I believe, is because they've tethered it to utility. They burn a certain percentage of the token every single day based on how many users they have. And people are looking at how many users they have, how much they're spending, and literally giving a fundamental analysis like they would a stock on a token like Rollbit because it's a utility coin. However, something like SPX 6900 is already way past $150 million market cap because their memetic ceiling and how people value it is the goal is to flip the stock market, which of course is, I think it's 69 trillion. I think it's about $50 trillion market cap. Just flip the stock market, which is absurd. I mean, Bitcoin's only just crossed into the trillions of dollars of market cap, but the absurdity at least anchors really high because you can think if they miss by 100x, you're still at a 69 billion market cap. And people actually believe in this narrative. Have a look at God Within. He says, I'm so happy and grateful I watched Murad's Token 2049 video in October 2024 and swapped everything into SPX 6900. I DCA every extra dollar I get because I believe and know we are flipping the stock market. The new Doge, the new XRP, the new ADA, the new GME is SPX 6900. You can see this is his wallet where he's got $20,000 of SPX 6900. He's actually holding it on the Solana wormhole, which I'll show you how to buy in just a second. And for those people who are like, oh, okay, wait, SPX 6900 is already over 150 mil market cap. In fact, it's at about an $800 million market cap. I want to show you where people like Murad think we are in the cycle, which it does line up in the math that I personally have done. Again, none of this is financial advice. I don't need to buy it. I'm showing you why I bought it. This is the asymmetric bet that I am making. This is Dogecoin, and this is the market cap of Dogecoin in the last bull market. I just want to zoom in a little bit and get you a little bit more info. It actually topped out at about $94 billion, but I think because it traded it in the day, it resets back to $73 billion. You can see a lot of people thought Dogecoin had already run and they'd already missed it when it was valued at $7 billion down here. And they saw a 10x very, very quickly. Well, the same thing happened if we cut out that top peak right there. This is the lower peak. This is the 10 billion peak. And this is where people thought it was topped out at 7. People thought it was topped out at $1 billion down here before it did a 7x. And the same thing at the 400 or the 300 or the 100 market cap before a 10x to a bill. People also thought it topped out. So The SPX 6900 is sitting at about this market cap. So if it is truly the next Doge, it's got a high mimetic ceiling of tens of billions of dollars, if not hundreds of billions of dollars, where it can still run. Which leads me into the next reason I am hyper exposed to the SPX 6900. Well, firstly, it has a big enough market cap for me to move a low to mid six-figure bag into, because we normally trade meme coins. This is a token that Alex Becker is affiliated with recently. I think back here somewhere, this was the Alex Becker pump. He's still affiliated with, but it's sitting at an $8 million market cap. And even if I really wanted to be hyper exposed to autos, it's tough to do because there's only $400,000 of liquidity. It's at a $16 million market cap and only had $300,000 of volume in today. So if I was to try and buy $100,000 worth, this thing would spike probably up to about $15-16 million. If I tried to sell it, it would absolutely crash and I would lose a lot of the money on the lack of liquidity. But SPX 6900 has $14 million of liquidity. It's got $2.6 million of trade volume today and an $800 million market cap where you can easily and simply move it in and out, literally low seven-figure amounts without really spiking or crashing the price. It's reached this stability sort of orbit. The next reason is if you come over to bubble maps and you look at the SPX $6,900, it may initially seem a little bit alarming because here is a wallet with 16%, here is a wallet with 7%. Well, the first wallet is the wormhole wallet over to Solana, giving up some of the supply, locking the supply so people can trade this token on Solana, even though it's naturally an ETH, or over to the base wallet as well. And the next one is a dead address, which has 6.900% in there. I think this is some form of marketing thing. Honestly, I don't 100% know what this is, but it's marked as a dead address and it has 6.900% in there. So I'm thinking that this was some form of wallet that people donated to or something that they burned out of the supply just to help the price go up. Then you've got an exchange with Bybit at 2%. And then everyone else, apart from this handful of 10 people, and here's Murad, and here's Murad down here, and there's a third Murad. You know Murad's going to probably start selling at $100 billion level, so you know those ones are locked in. No one can sell and radically shift the price because it is so decentralized. We're already down to, in the top 100, 0.12%, which barely would have any impact on the price if someone tried to sell. Now, if you are looking to buy the SPX 6900, let me show you how insanely quick you can buy it using the Archie wallet. I'll leave a dedicated Archie link so you know you have the right contract address and you're not buying a scam or one of the fake ones that people set up in the YouTube description below. It'll look exactly like this address. I've just pasted into my URL. Hit enter. It'll pull up a prompt to open my Telegram, which is where ArchieBot is hosted inside of Telegram. It already has the right contract address loaded in, embedded into that link. And I simply have to come in and say, click, I want, let's go 8 more Solana worth. I'll click on that one button because my wallet is already funded. If your wallet's not funded, it'll prompt you to fund your Archie wallet. And I already have that inside my Archie wallet. It's literally that simple and that quick. You can view on chain to get the receipt, or you can go back to your portfolio. We can see exactly what you're holding. And inside this wallet, you can say I hold over 300 Solana worth of SPX 6900. So if you're not using the Archie wallet, again, archiebot.ai, you can literally be winning meme coins. We're one of the only wallets that do raffles for meme coins. So you can literally be earning money just for using the Archie wallet. You can buy and sell any token just by typing it in. So this is Giga, which is another one of Murad's favorite tokens. Simply have to type in that ticker and it'll pull up the exact contract address that we need. Any token on Solana, it can pull it up just to buy 2 Solar Giga, just to show you how easy it is. Once again, Archie will go out there to the blockchain, handle all the back-end stuff for you, and just give you that confirmation. So once again, link is in the description below. We have some awesome new features coming in this month for Archie as well. We're constantly working on it. So we'd be very excited for you to test it out and tell us how you like it. Now, this next one's probably one of the biggest reasons I doubled down into SPX 6900 because Murad said, imagine having 150,000 elite marketers going out there and marketing your business on social media for you. How quickly would your business blow up? Well, that is what the SPX 6900 community is. They're basically 150,000 now. They're not all elite level, but let's just say there's 1,000 or 2,000 full-time elite meme creators, and their memes are fantastic. Just going to mute that. But they know the meta, they know like the TikTok mind, the TikTok brain, they know the memes, they know what's going on out there in the world. And they have this cool anime style. They have a whole unique style to it that's really catchy, really simple. and able to be clued into almost every single demographic that is anti-TradFi. Not only do they make memes, but they also make really cool breakdowns and comparisons, basically like trying to get people from GameStop over to the S&P6900. And if you wanted to test this, and because I've seen the raid groups, they're very impressive. Literally go test the strength of the community. Go and post on Twitter. This is my post on Twitter. By the way, come and follow me on Twitter if you want to see what I'm talking about over there. I'm Rubicon Benji. Again, I'll leave the link in the description below. But I said, what resources does the SPX6900 community show people for them to get it? Please send me the best videos, articles, and Google Docs. This post, I only have 14,000 followers and they're not fully engaged. Got 10,000 views, 56 responses, 212 likes. And if you scroll down, you can see legit effort has gone into this, and the community is really rallied behind just one simple tweet. And I have 14,000, which is not nothing, but I bet you if you go out there and ask a similar question or post something about SPX 6900, people are there ready to communicate, ready to onboard you, ready to connect with you and get you into the community, which is very impressive. And if you have a look on Solana, on the wormhole, on the token that we just bought using Archie, they have 51,000 holders. On the base chain, they have 76,000 holders. On the Ethereum chain, they have 40,000 holders logged here. I believe it could be more. And there's definitely more if people are buying on something like Bybit or centralized exchange because you can't track it. But you have 150 to 250,000 holders who are going out there all wanting to succeed and all wanting to market for you because everyone has an aligned incentive to do well. The last reason I'll give you today, mainstream and normies have not been reached yet. Have a look at this search volume. This was the search volume for the word Bitcoin at $90,000. This was the search volume for Bitcoin at $70,000. Right now, Bitcoin's at $103,000, and the search volume is the same as when it was at $16,000. The normies, the mainstream, with trillions of dollars between them, ready to spend, are not here yet. They should be coming in the next 6 to 8 months. Now, what are they going to buy when they get here? Well, my thesis is Dogecoin blew up, $94 billion. And then it pumped again recently with the Department of Government Efficiency narrative right here. Massive amounts of money. I mean, if we can hit this level, we're all going to be very successful if we're holding the SPX 6900. But I mean, what was Dogecoin's narrative? It was funny, cute dog as a token. And then this is Farcoin, which is now at a $1.4 billion level. It peaked up here at a $2.1 billion level. What is Farcoin's narrative? It's like funny token. Like the thesis is buy tokens that get funnier the higher it goes, because who wants to become a millionaire and say, how'd you do it? And it's like, oh, Farcoin. It's like, it's just hilarious. It is almost like anti-traditional finance. It's like, oh no, you can become a millionaire these days by trading Farcoin. It's viral, it's funny, and it's simple for people to understand. This here is Pinlink, which I hold and made a lot of money on Pinlink, especially on this run up right here, because we front ran a lot of the mainstream that bought into it. We're buying in down here, and we actually hit probably a 15x return on this thing. However, when the mainstream and normies come, I believe personally they're going to be buying a lot less of Pinlink, which, I mean, if I come over to Pinlink's Twitter, which again, I still hold Pinlink and I think it's an excellent token, but I'm just telling you why it's not my number one token in my portfolio, because have a look at this description. Pinlink is the first RWA tokenized DePIN platform empowering users with fractionalized ownership of DePIN assets. People aren't even going to know what DePIN is. People aren't even going to know what RWA is. People aren't going to know what fractionalized ownership, maybe that one they should know, but some people aren't. And if you just think SPX 6900, it's just a middle finger to the stock market. That's what it is. It's the stock market, but on chain and way funnier. I think the narrative is going to go a lot further, especially when the normies arrive. Now, if you're not part of our inner circle yet, we've got some magicians in our community. And this specific community magician, because we all pool our minds together, all pool our resources, we've all got ears in different rooms and bringing it back to the conference room, the meeting rooms inside the Telegram chats, and comparing notes and seeing what's hot. He recommended the SPX $6,900 at a $12 million market cap, well before it went to a $1.6 billion market cap. And again, this is the number one hold because I can put more money in, but an excellent way that we've found to trade crypto is to find what tokens the biggest influencers in the world, people like Becker, Miles Deutscher, Andrew Tate, even people like Elon Musk and Trump, who's in crypto, CryptoGodJohn, Carl Chassis, Ilya Trades, and even House of Crypto. We track their wallets, we track their portfolios, We track the new token deployment wallets, and we track their Twitters and their replies to see if they're coming across any projects. And then we get the opportunity to jump on them if they look good before everybody else hears about them. It's one of the best ways that I've found to trade. If you're interested in stuff like that, join our community. Link in the description below. It's called the Rubicon Inner Circle. And literally today, we are launching the brand new updated whale tracker. So I'll be showing you on this channel what that looks like. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.